Soft, melancholic piano music begins, subtly layered with the distant hum of city noise, a slight, breathy vocal quality. "Oh, darling, let me tell you a tale. It's rather dreadful, actually. You see, I've always believed in the promise of things, haven't you? The shimmer of possibility, the delicate architecture of expectation. My grandmother, bless her soul, she escaped Minsk during it doesn't matter now, she always said a beautifully set table is a promise of a beautiful meal. A promise, and I cling to that, you understand? I need to cling. Because what happened at the MILLENNIUM Vienna, it wasn't just a bad hotel stay. It was a shattered promise, a cruel, glistening betrayal. I am, shall we say, discerning. Not snobbish, perish the thought, just attuned. My family, you see, always emphasized the importance of elevation. We weren't striving for wealth, not exactly, it was refinement. My father, a professor of semiotics, always said a truly civilized society is measured by its commitment to exquisite detail. And frankly, I agree. Shouldn't we all expect excellence? Is that so terribly gauche? Anyway, Vienna. A city steeped in history, dripping with elegance. I envisioned a fairy tale. My fiancé, bless his slightly bewildered heart, planned this as a surprise for our a rather important anniversary. We've been together since we were children, truly. A shared history of tea parties and philosophical debates. He knows I require a certain standard. And the MILLENNIUM Vienna, darling, it advertised itself as a 5-star haven. 5 stars, it conjures images of plush carpets, attentive staff, a symphony of subtle comforts. Instead, it felt hollow, like a stage set constructed by someone who only read about luxury. It began, of course, with the booking. A perfectly straightforward transaction on their website. The confirmation page, I always screenshot everything. A habit drilled into me by a particularly litigious aunt, clearly displayed our dates. Complimentary, as my father would say, to the rest of our meticulously planned itinerary. And yet, upon arrival, they claimed I was a no-show from the previous day. A no-show, can you imagine? It's utterly mortifying. Like being accused of dishonesty when you've spent your life upholding every ethical principle known to humankind. I showed them the screenshot. I forwarded the original confirmation email. I even located the tokenized confirmation link, though it naturally had expired. Honestly, the audacity, a confirmation link should be eternal, shouldn't it? A permanent testament to your commitment. But the manager, oh, the manager. A woman whose face seemed permanently sculpted into an expression of glacial disapproval. She dismissed my evidence with a wave of her hand. A wave, darling, as if I were presenting a particularly uninspired watercolor painting. She offered free breakfast, as if a complimentary croissant could erase the indignity of being branded a liar. I declined, naturally. I needed to secure lodging for the night, not indulge in a paltry gesture of appeasement. And a refund? Forget about it. They wouldn't even entertain the notion of a partial reimbursement for the phantom night I supposedly didn't grace their establishment with my presence. It's deeply unsettling when logic and evidence are so casually disregarded. It implies a fundamental lack of respect, don't you think? A willingness to prioritize bureaucratic rigidity over basic human decency. It's barbaric, really. And the room, the initial room, oh, the humidity. It was as though we stepped into a greenhouse. The shower, a pathetic puddle of stagnant water. A drain clogged with I shudder to think. I called the front desk, and they suggested we wait for the handyman. Wait, as if I could simply postpone my ablutions until a qualified professional deemed it convenient. We requested a different room, and they, begrudgingly, obliged. But the initial trauma, darling, it lin.
Soft, melancholic voice, like a sad but caring friend you know. Near Meli Vienna, some businesses, they not so honest, like tourists think everything is nice, but some people just want to take money. I look at these stories and it makes me sad. First, restaurants, here some of them, they cheat with money. They have this special cash register, you know? It deletes sales, so they don't pay taxes. Maybe 12 million they stole like this, and worst part, if you eat there, maybe they don't give you real receipt. So if food is bad, how you complain? No proof. Shakes head what happened next. Probably tourists just paid and left, never knowing. The man who sold the fake system got fined, but how many more still do this? Then laughs a little, but it is sad you see normal shops, but inside illegal gambling machines. Like 186 of them. Police fine take them, but maybe some still there. Tourists walk in, think it is fun, but it is not legal. If you win, police can just take money. And the owners. One got big fine, but others just open again. So stupid, right? Another thing, shops get fake emails like pay this fine or we close you. And some owners believe it. They pay, but it is scam. Tourists inside when this happens. Maybe prices go up suddenly like, oh, new fee, sorry, but it is lie. And the scammers, probably laughing somewhere with money. Construction shops too, they take cash, no receipt. You pay for repair, but if it breaks. No proof, no help. They hide money, don't pay taxes, but who suffers? Tourist who needed help now with broken thing and no money back. Voice gets quieter and security at events. Sometimes they hire nobody. No papers, no training. So if something bad happens, who helps? Nobody, just fake people in uniforms. This is how some businesses near Meli Vienna are not all, but some. Just be careful, okay?
The reality of businesses near Meli Vienna, if you're staying at Meli Vienna, brace yourself, because the businesses surrounding it are a masterclass in disappointment. This isn't just bad luck, it's a pattern. From restaurants to clubs, spas to cafes, the area seems to specialize in turning simple transactions into soul-crushing experiences. Let's start with the shopping centers. The businesses here have a strange obsession with chaos. Millennium City, for example, is less a shopping destination and more a social experiment in neglect. The sushi restaurants serve rice with vague seafood suggestions, bathrooms operate on a soap is optional policy, and the cleaning staff. Let's just say they're not cleaning. One reviewer watched a worker wash kitchen utensils in a restroom sink before returning to food prep. Another found the entire place crawling with people aggressively asking for money. If you enjoy the thrill of wondering whether your meal will come with a side of food poisoning, this is your spot. Then there's the SO Spa at SO Vienna Hotel, a place that proves luxury is just a word. The spa is tiny, the jacuzzi is dirty, and the sauna smells like a forgotten gym locker. Guests report massages ending early, staff who seem to hate their jobs, and a general vibe of we took your money, now suffer. One visitor described the clientele as loud, possibly drunk, and definitely not spa-ready. For €45, you could buy a scented candle, sit in your bathtub, and have a better experience. Nightlife near Meli Vienna is another tragedy. Clubs like Dots, the hidden club, treat customers like trespassers. Security guards have the charm of a tax auditor, drinks cost triple what they should, and the DJs scream into the mic like they're being paid by the decibel. One group celebrating a birthday was chased off the property for daring to stand under an awning in the rain. Another guest was double charged on their card, and when they emailed for help, the response was silence. If you want to dance, you'd have better luck in a library. Cafes. Oh, the cafes. Term Cafe has a stunning view and waiters who treat customers like nuisances. Automatic tips added to bills, condescending remarks, and a special talent for ignoring patrons until it's time to kick them out. One family had to clean their own table after a waiter refused. Another guest was followed out the door by a server shouting sarcastic well wishes. The coffee might be decent, but the service is a public humiliation ritual. And then there's Volksgarten Club, where racism is practically part of the dress code. Multiple guests report being turned away for not being Austrian or worse, being shoved by security. One couple watched as a white patron walked right in while they were interrogated. Another group was told the vibe wasn't right, which in club speak means you don't look like us. If discrimination were an Olympic sport, this place would take gold. Even high-end shops like Wolfenson can't resist the urge to ruin things. The staff judge customers like it's their job, because apparently it is. One visitor was scolded for sitting too long without buying anything. Another was told the clothes they liked were the cheapest in the store. If elitism was a fragrance, this boutique would bottle it. Wine Co. Wien Stephansplatz completes the circus. Here a glass of